welcome back to the Game Room, folks. Joining me and my friend CJ. We're going to talk about some gaming news. A little light on subjects today. We don't want to keep it too long. So before that, going to run our new intro, which I told you I was going to come up with. I don't know how great it is, but we'll see. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, maybe I can come up with something new. Maybe I can come up with something new. Who knows? We never know. But here's the new intro. We'll be right back. And there it is. Short, simple, and sweet.
Very short, very simple, and very, very sweet. Yes.
So, anyway. I'm Todd. That's CJ from across the pond over there in Scotland.
Scotland.
Everybody's name's Scott. But,
yes.
So I'm excited for today. Get this out of the way, and I will be going to my viewing of Avengers Endgame, and I am so excited. 10 years of just build up to this phenomenal ending to the Marvel Universe as we know it right now. It's not ending. Marvel Universe will continue, but this is the wrap up of everything that's been going on for the last 10 years, and I am excited.
Good. I'm glad you're excited, Todd.
You're an asshole.
I'm just wondering because I'm looking at the YouTube page, mate, and it's not showing it. Oh, there it is. No, there it is. There's a delay.
There is a delay. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So Gal's going to be watching a kids movie surrounded by children. So he'll be happy. I incidentally am not watching any movie tonight. While Todd's in the cinema.
Hold on.
What now? We're live. What you doing? The whole world is watching.
I don't think we're live because it says we're offline.
We are. No,
we are. We are. Okay.
Checking. Yes, we are live. Yeah, we are.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I had to refresh just to make sure that no one was watching us. Yeah, so just to clarify things here, I won't be watching any movies this evening. I have a Porsche Supercup race to run with my club, the Grid, on Project Cars 2. I've got a few bits and bobs to do. As we had our final last night, the GTE, but mental. The top three in the race, right? Well, the top three in the series all finished on the exact same points. So we had to then go to wins over the series to pick out an actual winner. Very, very intense race. An hour at Nürburgring GP Nordschleife combined. So it wasn't a race as much as more survival. So forget your natural world disasters, tsunamis, earthquakes. Forget the Death Star blowing up Alderaan. This is true survival. A day cycle. I didn't survive. I'll tell you right now. Into an hour-long race, right? I done the first lap, and I don't know. I don't even know what happened. Next one, I was in the wall, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" So I got myself in the pits. I came back out the pits. I hadn't even got back onto the Nordschleife. I was still on the GP circuit. Spun the car, crashed the end of. Limped round to the carousel, and then the car spun again, and I was like, I'm done. That's it. So I spent the majority of the final actually just watching the race. Some really good racing going on. So that was kind of my Saturday into Sunday. And obviously the Porsches tonight. But, as long as Todd enjoys his Avengers,
Yeah, I may actually. It's not confirmed, but I may actually hop in the rig tonight and do some racing.
Nah.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm going to do any. I don't know. It may just be some rally, but okay. I probably think I'm going to do something tonight. I don't know. It'll either be race room or dirt rally. Dirt Rally 1, not 2. If you were here last week, you know I haven't got Dirt Rally 2 yet, and I'm not going to until they add the VR, which is a whole nother subject we're going to get into probably next week, because there's a lot of stuff going on in VR, so that's probably going to be something that could take up almost a whole show. So next week,
I'm not spending 3 hours talking about VR.
I'm not going to talk to you for 3 hours either. Jesus Christ, what do you want to punish me?
That's a whole different show. That's on after midnight.
So I got a question for you though.
Okay. Yes.
Did you just turn off all the lights in your house, because your camera has gotten very dark?
I know. No, literally, the sun was there. The window's here, right? The sun was there, and then there's no clouds.
Well, it's Scotland. What do you want?
No, what good weather this weekend? I say this weekend. It was kind of moist this morning. Moist. Word doesn't get used enough. I'm really pushing this. Yeah, I don't know. I noticed that I looked at the camera and went, what's happened there? It's gone really dark. Yeah, not much you can do, really, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm working on a solution for the light. So the problem is I've only got one window in this room. So I'm working on a solution for it's going to sit like literally there above the camera.
Well, you know what you can do? You can just get, one of those mechanic lights that you get that have the little tongue squeezes on them that a lot of mechanics will use under cars and stuff like that. You can you just get that little silver dish.
Yeah, I don't have a face.
Well, you don't have to use a hugely high wattage bulb. You can use a dimmer bulb.
Oh no,
it'll give you. And then if you do that, a real simple fix to that
white sheet thing.
You just put a simple diffuser over it, and you'll be good. You'll have a nice little spotlight.
Already thinking about it.
Okay.
I was thinking about it last week actually. Remember last week it was like really bright when the sun was like baking my face. So we're kind of really not on any subject, are we?
No.
What are we going to talk about today? Right, we're going to talk about Epic Games and what's happening with them with Steam. Halo have made or should I say Halo, makers of Halo, Bungie have made an announcement.
It's not Bungie.
It's not Bungie. What am I talking Bungie? It's not Bungie. I've wrote Bungie. Why have I wrote Bungie in my book?
They created the Halo universe, but they don't make it anymore.
Yeah. They don't make it under. Why?
Do you know who does it?
It's Activision or some shit. Isn't it?
It's not Activision.
I don't play the game. Why would I know?
It's a Microsoft title. Why would it be Activision?
There you go then. I don't bloody know.
363 Studios.
Game sucks, so I don't play it.
363 Studios. All right.
363 Studios, the makers of Bungie and Halo. I've got an announcement that may interest people of the Halo community. We're both going to talk about Sony and PlayStation 5 and maybe even touch on one of their more recent titles. That's kind of the plan. We are kind of light on news this week. There's not a lot going on in the world. When we go trawling from information, pumping the same old stories out.
Oh, uh-oh. We've lost Ewok. Oh, no. What has happened? Uh-oh. Oh, I guess I'm here by myself now. Phew, the peace and quiet. Well, hopefully, eventually, he will get back. Those rain clouds, maybe they gave him a little bit more trouble than he anticipated. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about, or what I guess I'm going to talk about now by myself, is a few simple stories, and one that has really been a real, I don't know, it's really been contentious when it comes to PC gamers, and that is this exclusivity battle that Epic seems to be having with Steam. And I'm not an Epic user myself, but I completely understand what Epic is doing. And I also think that, Steam needs to make some changes, because they're not, if they don't make any changes, they're not going to stay as top dog. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while, but Steam really needs to start making some changes. Oh, Jesus, now there's 2 cameras there. Let's just get rid of that. Well, let's see. Maybe we're gonna try and get Ewok back, or CJ, as his real name is called. I don't know. Okay, so no, he's not there. So anyway, I apologize. I'm distracted by trying to get him back in here, and but we're not getting any of this. Oh, is he back? What was
happened
that?
there?
I don't know. You just stopped and you were gone.
No, literally, I was chatting, right, and I turned around to you, and then your screen was frozen, mate, and I had no audio from you or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I got
And
from you.
I was sat there chatting, going,
Discord hung up on us.
yeah, okay.
So, anyways, as I was saying, so there's big contention going on between Epic and Steam, and a lot of the gamers on PC are really getting annoyed, and they rightly are so, because, and let me just make this clear: PC exclusivity, when it comes to a launcher program, is not the same as console exclusivity. I think that's the stupidest comparison people are making. You got console players sitting there thinking they have this, oh, well, look what's going on PC, and they think they have this big dig on PC players, and it's not. Okay, I don't need to buy a new PC to play another game. I just have to download a free launcher. So it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still a bad thing, and the reason it is because Epic is not a trustworthy launcher. Their parent company that they're owned by is Tencent, and they're out of China. And they have been caught multiple times selling private information from their members, from users of the without permission, multiple security risks, constantly people in India and Afghanistan and all these other places constantly trying to hack into gamers' accounts. So it's a real security issue, and I think, to be honest with you, that is Epic Gaming Launcher's biggest problem. And if they could solve the security issues, I don't think people would make as big deal over the features that they don't have yet.
I mean, it can't be that difficult to solve the launcher, surely. Redesign, restructure, whatever everything they do. But clearly there's something within their software that they can identify. I mean, Christopher, they're building it. So if they're building it, they should be able to identify where the weak point is that creates this, this danger to the consumer.
It's not about whether they can, it's whether they care.
I'll just get onto this, right? So, and the fact that you jumped the gun there. The fact that they're not choosing to actively, address the issue raises too many questions. You're out there making, you're involved in some, successful titles, and you're very happy to sit back and take the money that rolls in and put your consumer at risk, and just sit in your hands. Sooner or later, it's going to be one leak too far. And we may see Epic Games, just like other studios and stuff have done, just drift off.
No, the Epic ain't going anywhere. They've got Fortnite money. They've got Fortnite money. You know how many billions of dollars freaking Fortnite brings in?
Yeah, but there was a thing I saw a thing when I was looking for information for today, saying that Fortnite is actually causing people to play less. Now, I don't understand that. I can't really make head or tail of the title, but they're basically saying that because of its success, people are actually spending less time online, which I don't get. It's
that could only be a good thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Fortnite die. It's a horrible game. And for those of you who are fans of the game Fortnite, I don't apologize because
You're wrong.
It's a crappy
wrong.
game.
Yeah,
It's a crappy
right.
game.
I mean, talking about Fortnite, which we never do really, we don't because we fucking hate it. Let's just be honest, right? It's the most immature, useless, addictive waste of time that's ever been produced.
If I'm gonna play one, I'd rather play Realm Royale than Fortnite. And it's pretty much almost the same game, but there's none of that building crap.
Now,
but anyway, so what we were getting into, we kind of drifted off talking about Epic is their battle with Steam, and the big issue with it, and gamers do agree, Steam steals. I don't know. Steals might be
acquires, secures.
No.
Holds for ransom.
Steam just takes too much from the developers. Because as you know, Steam has a 30% take off of games they sell from the developers. So the developer gets 70%.
70.
Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Steam has made changes. Your initial cost is they get 30%. As the game goes on, as the game sells more, Steam does take less. But that's the thing. You have to have a popular game for Steam to reduce its amount that it's taking in. And that's not good enough.
See, this is why if you go into Steam Library, just randomly scroll, you will find some very, very obscure games that obviously didn't sell, right? And obviously whoever made them went out of business because they couldn't afford what Steam was taking. But there are some very, very obscure games on there that I think are quite scary had they been successful.
Oh, yeah. Steam is well known for allowing people to put up sketchy games.
Oh, there's some animated sexual stuff on there. And just from the title and the thumbnail, you go, why is that on there?
Because there's people who like to play adult sexual games.
Yes. And if you're one of these adults that sits at home,
that started on Windows 3.1 with Leisure Suit Larry. Try to say that 10 times fast.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, if you're a grown ass man, sit in your room, try to make 2 cartoon characters fuck, then get out more. Really get out more.
Why do you want to get out more?
Well, why? Fuck it out more.
Because you get in trouble. You got to spend more money. Drink, do drugs. I mean, what? Deal with women. Women are just a pain in the
ass. I'm happily married, thank you.
Like I said, women are a pain in the ass.
Actually, Yoli has made a point in saying that she's not going to come up and bother me tonight, bother us, unless I shout down and say I'm all clear. That's just right. That's just no asking me for one a coffee via our Amazon device sat by me.
Alexa, tell Yoli it's all clear.
No, obviously twice she came in last week. So she has said that she's not going to do this. Now we touched on Battlefield. Fucking porky pigs if I can enter the den. Now Battle Royale, we have a kind of a
wait. Battlefield? Where did you throw in Battlefield?
Who said Battlefield?
You did. You just said Battlefield.
Did I?
Yeah.
Right, this is a random podcast. Sorry. Battle Royale. Okay? There we go. We were talking about Fortnite. Now we're talking about Battle Royale.
Well, we haven't finished talking about Epic and Steam.
I thought you had finished because you kind of went off the subject.
No.
All right, I do apologize. You've right, finished that. I do apologize.
You're trying to jump the gun.
Oh, go on. Okay, carry on.
Now,
this is so random this week.
You're new to PC gaming still, so I mean,
relative. Well, 6 months in.
So I mean, you don't really have. I don't think you have a buildup of games when it comes to multiple launchers like some people do. Like I've got my Steam library, which I do have a lot in my Steam library. I also have games in my Origin library. I have games in my Blizzard library. Because I like to
Okay.
play games like Diablo 3. I like to play the Mass Effect games. So these are games. Now, granted, yes, a few of the Mass Effect games, I think the original trilogy is available on Steam now. It
Mhm.
actually comes on and off. It was, then it's not, then it's back again. It's one of those games one of those franchises that keeps coming in and out. But
It's like an
now
ex-girlfriend.
a lot of your Microsoft franchise titles, their titles are now also available on Steam. So you've got some big stuff coming to Steam, but again, Steam is taking a good chunk, which kind of makes you wonder why Microsoft agreed to start bringing their titles to Steam, because it's like, why would
Yeah, but I
Microsoft
mean,
agree to that big of a hit?
yeah, but the money Microsoft they make. I mean, like they give away free games, like top games,
Yeah, but
on Game Pass and stuff all the time. So I don't think the money
they're
is an
not
issue.
free. You pay for them.
Well, no, you can get crack. I mean, Crackdown 3 was free anyway. Um,
There's no such thing as free.
shh,
Nothing
talking.
in life is free.
Yes, yes. I like some just freedom of you interrupting me just now. What was I talking about? Games, free games. Microsoft. Yes, thank you. We're back in the room. Drifted off for just a second. Yeah, I don't think money's an issue for Microsoft.
No.
The fact that Microsoft are pushing into Steam, I'd border on being suspicious. Is it part of an in game? A little nod to your film there, or to be a bigger plan. It's just them sort of dipping their toes, saying, "Look, what they're up to, what can we do?" And it wouldn't surprise me if there is an agenda to Microsoft getting involved with their titles and Steam and stuff, because as Todd says, it seems a bit out there for Microsoft to be doing this when they can do it themselves. They're hugely successful.
I think
We
the
know.
region,
And I think it's
the reason, not region, the reason
what is
Microsoft.
going on with you today?
Tongue tied.
Seriously,
I think
you
I
got your
think the
teeth in
reason
this coin.
Microsoft, I think the reason Microsoft might be doing it is, of course, you have your Play Anywhere function. So now, if you're on PC and it's a Microsoft title, you can still play with people on Xbox. So they intermingle. The whole targeting of the cross play, whether doesn't matter what platform you're on, whether it be PC, console, being able to play together.
Twitch, Twitch, Switch.
Oh, you got your teeth in? Anyway.
Oh no!
It's
See, this is what
contagious, isn't it?
happens. This is what happens when we don't have a bigger plan. Okay, when we have
My plan's
right
fine. You're the one who overreaches.
Okay, yeah. You
But
name it,
anyway,
consoles.
so it's one of those. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Oh, don't ask. I'm just going to talk to myself. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm here.
So it's just There is plans for it, and you tell you what, for years it's always been PC versus console. People always ignored the fact, that Microsoft is the PC market. When it comes to gaming, yes, Steam supplies the launcher and the place to buy the games, but when Microsoft, of course, supplies the operating system, the most popular operating system to play those games. And now that Microsoft, over the past few years now, have really they've gone crazy with pushing the whole fact of PC and console, and they don't shy away from the PC side anymore. It's to where PC was a kind of like the silent gaming place. unless you knew a
It
PC
wasn't,
gamer.
Wasn't the silent gaming
Well,
place.
it
It was a place
wasn't
for the
when it
people
came
who
to the.
thought they were better than the rest of the world.
Well, no, I'm not saying the gamers weren't silent. I'm just saying, as far as them and the developers and all that stuff, PC was not really, you know, you got to play it on PC.
Yeah. It wasn't in the sort of in the mainstream eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, consoles were the mainstream eye because it was accessibility. PC was seen as something that was, very, I suppose, specific and
Expensive, harder to use. Blah, blah. So there was always this
there was like a little
picture
click,
in
a little,
people's
little
mind.
niche.
Yeah. But but now that PC, of course, has really become the dominant factor when it comes to gaming, Microsoft's not going to ignore that, and I think they're also answering the gamers' request of, we want our games in one place. We don't want to have all these launchers. So of course Microsoft's like, well, tell you what, then you don't have to use the Windows Store launcher anymore. We're going to allow you to buy them over here.
I have a prediction. It's probably a bit out there. Actually, it's a bit out there, and you'll probably disagree with it. Hostile takeover.
Of what?
Right. I reckon Microsoft's out to take over everything.
No.
Steam, everything. Yeah.
They won't take over Steam.
Don't
get me wrong. I mean, Steam is, when it comes to Valve, they've become so lazy, it's not even funny. Tell me the last time Valve actually put out a game.
Discord's putting out more games than they are just now.
No, Discord's no. I'm talking about developing. Valve is a game developer.
Pass. I don't know, mate. I'll be honest with you.
Portal 2?
Portal 2, yeah.
I mean, they haven't really done much since, you got Half-Life, you got the Portal series.
Case of, yeah, but could this be purely coincidental, right? Because they're getting all the money from the developers, they don't need. Well,
yeah, that's just it. They've become lazy.
Yeah,
lazy don't get me wrong. They're coming out with
it's business smart in it. It's not it's not good for the gamers, the consumers.
No, but they are coming out with a VR headset. So again, for another show, so they are developing their own VR headset.
Mm-hmm.
So they are bringing something to market. But as far as revenue, as far as Valve is concerned, their real money earner is taking the money from developers on Steam.
I think Valve now. I think it's just a little, like a little water closet with two guys and a laptop just answering emails. That's all it is now. They've really reduced their numbers. They don't need the staff anymore. They're not developing anything. They're not doing anything.
Well, it's the funny part is everybody making a big deal over the whole. It's exclusive on Epic. Blah blah blah. Honestly, the people that are bitching aren't really making that big of a dent. Because people are still downloading the Epic Store. They're still downloading the game. The game is still making money. And the devs are still making money now because they get a larger piece of the pie when it comes to selling their game. But to be honest, this whole, I'm not doing Epic. Yeah, there's people who won't do Epic. I'm one of them. But are we really affecting the sales of these games? No, not in the slightest.
Do you think, right, we're talking about Epic here, do you think they'll get to a point, right, where the game that we shall not mention, or we don't like to mention, will burn itself out? Because you can only get so successful, and then to a point where people go, right, enough's enough.
Oh, it'll eventually die out.
Within the next week, I'd be happy with that. Within the next week,
I would too. But it'll eventually it'll fade off. I mean, look at. You've got Call of Duty. Call of Duty isn't anywhere near as popular as it used to be. No. Yes, it still sells millions of copies, but it's nowhere near as many as it used to.
I think, Call of Duty, Duty or Duty, whatever you call it, that's down to the loyal fans now. I don't think it pulls in many new gamers, to be honest with you now.
No,
and that's their own fault. They got way too successful, way too big, too doesn't work that way.
DICE did the same thing with Battlefield. I mean, honestly, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. What was the real fucking difference?
I think
maps. That's it.
Maps. I mean, they changed a bit of the sort of I suppose the mechanics of
And
the game,
and
but
you know me,
generally, yeah, Battlefield 4 is what Battlefield 3 should have been, but I suppose at the time they didn't have the
and you
function
know
to
me,
give us 4.
I'm that guy with the voice saying, you know, the campaign story campaign killed those games. Battlefield series was much better when it was an online only multiplayer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Didn't
You said
have
4. Yeah,
campaign,
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
crap.
Okay,
If
right. So,
you wanted to do that stuff, you just should have stayed with the bad company shit,
right.
not brought the campaigns to a perfectly good money making franchise.
Do you know, I was talking to my brother. It's a PC game he used to do SOCOM something. Not Navy, not the PS2's Navy SEALs thing. It was SOCOM something, and it was like a first person shooter war thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, there's a lot
I
of
was
them out there. There's a lot
yeah,
of people don't even know about.
yeah, but it's a game that's not supported anymore. I was asking him about it because I remember I used to watch him playing it. He used to have this little folder next to him, like a training syllabus. He was actually the training officer for this like clan or whatever he was part of. You know, a training syllabus sat next to him. I remember going home on leave once. And I walked in his bedroom, and instantly he told me to shut the fuck up because he was in the middle of a training mission. So he was following this guy, and this guy had to do certain things in order for him to progress up the ranks. Quite clever. Are you done with Epic and Steam?
Why?
Well, I was going to move on to our next subject, but if you've got loads more you want to talk about Steam, we can talk about Steam.
You're in a hurry, aren't you?
No, not at all. Not at all, chap. Not at all. I mean, anything more you want to add?
So anyway,
Sorry, did I break your train of thought, mate? I do apologise. I can only say I'm sorry to our viewers for the way I've treated Todd today.
Why is that not working?
What's not working now?
Oh, I'm just trying to show the article on the stream, but it doesn't seem to be working all of a sudden, and I don't know why.
It's
oh well.
It's still showing you try to pick my call up on Discord. Oh no, it's not sorted. What is going on? Technical issues today, isn't it?
Yeah.
If anything could go wrong,
I was testing it earlier, and everything was working fine, but now all of a sudden it's not.
Yeah, there's something going on. Weird.
Big time.
Very strange.
But yeah.
As I've gathered, this is a very odd stream today. I'm actually looking at the stream now, and the screen keeps going black me on the stream.
Yeah, because I'm trying to show the
right, okay,
the articles, but it's not working. Oh well.
Ah well. Right, we've spoke quite a bit about this bloody Fortnite game. Okay, Battle Royale, not Battlefield. Battle Royale is it's all the major titles have picked this up. Call of Duty have picked it up. We've got Apex Legends, Battle Royale modes, Battlefield in it. It seems to be the go-to thing to sell a game there. The Battle Royale modes, PUBG and what have you. However, one franchise has turned around and said, it's a franchise we already mentioned, that they're not going to do it. Categorically, they've kind of a press release, if you like, have said they are not doing it, despite fans almost requesting it. They want their version of it, and they've said it's not going to happen. The makers of Halo have turned and said it's not happening. Categorically, we're not doing it, but we're not even interested. We're not even entertaining the thought of doing a Battle Royale on Halo. Now, to be honest with you, adding Battle Royale to Halo may actually make it a decent game. Now, that's going to really piss off some true Halo fans. But, if only other people would follow this lead and just let's get away from the Battle Royale mode in games. Because in some games, it just doesn't work. It really doesn't. I mean, Battlefield 5 have dropped it in. They've called it Firestorm. And I'll be totally honest, of all the Battle Royales with, PUBG, I flirted with the COD when I was on a demo to have a look at it. And it works. It actually works because literally it's just like playing Battlefield 5, but it's Battle Royale. There's no that it doesn't run any different than to the actual game itself, and it's not a silly blue line. You've actually got a wall of flames coming to you, I suppose like a forest fire, if you like, and it runs very, very, very well. Really, really well, actually.
It worked for Black Ops 4 also.
Yeah, I suppose it does. But I think enough
The
now.
reason the reason it
It's
doesn't
done.
work the reason it doesn't work for PUBG, and it's not that it doesn't work for PUBG, it's just that PUBG is such a crap game. It's so many problems, so many issues.
PUBG is better than it was. I was with it from the very start, from the preview mode, so I've seen the development of it. For me, it still isn't finished. I think the mechanics and animation of the character, if you like, when you're using your weapons and stuff, it still doesn't.
The gunplay is horrible in PUBG.
Yeah, the gunplay. Yeah, it still doesn't feel smooth. It feels unfinished. There's a piece missing of that jigsaw. It's a shame. It is a good game. You've got your hardcore fans of it. You really do. I've got a couple of my mates that are never off the bloody thing. But the one thing for me that ruins it for PUBG is it's just the size of the maps. It's fine having a map that big. Fine. You have a map that big. I fully endorse it. However, give us, a lot more options to get across the map. You're running for 20 minutes because you can't find a vehicle, and then just to die because you can't run fast enough. That's really frustrating. Either reduce the size of the maps or give us more means of transport. I mean, there's loads of vehicles that are dotted around in PUBG, but you can't interact with them. There's farm vehicles, there's lorries lying everywhere. They should all be accessible for people to cut around the map and make it a lot more sort of entertaining. But things with PUBG, for me, if I've got a spare 20 minutes and I can't be arsed playing anything else, or I can't think while I want to play, I'll jump on PUBG. It's a 20-minute.
That's where games like Ring of Elysium really have an advantage because they give you options for getting across the map, whether you're on skis, whether you're on a hang glider, stuff like that, stuff that you can just whip out. I mean, there are games that do that. I mean, even Call of Duty Black Ops 4, they've got choppers. You can hop in choppers and stuff like that, and you can kill people from the choppers.
Oh, I mean, on Battlefield 5, you've got a do you remember Little Nelly from the James Bond film? Mm-hmm. Little gyrocopter thing. You've got one of them on Battlefield 5, which is good. But I just think on PUBG, everything's just way too spread out.
Yep. PUBG is not the greatest when it comes to and it's a poor representation of the battle royale. I mean, it was good when it had its heyday, but now that people have really concentrated and brought better options to the battle royale genre, it's fallen to the wayside.
I think it's almost a case of while they were going through their preview program on console on Xbox, other developers were looking at it going, I can do that better. No, I can do it better. No. So then when it finally released...
remember, the game was out a long time on PC before
I know that,
there.
But as it finally released as a finished title on Xbox, these other developers were like, we're just finishing up their titles that were better than PUBG. Because PUBG was out long before, like a Fortnite and everything else came out. So it is what it is. So Halo's not going to do the Battle Royale.
Just fine.
It's news. It's not news. It's Halo. I don't care for Halo, but it is what it is. So enough of the Battle Royale. Me and Gal, Todd spoke last week about Sony and E3 and the fact that they're not doing it. They're going to be doing all their own shows and stuff. So little story. Yeah, a little story. We found on the net talking about PS5. They've officially acknowledged there is going to be a PS5. There's some leaked images out there. No one really knows what it's going to look like. The reason this caught my attention wasn't so much about the console. I personally think another console's not the idea, not the solution to the problems. Todd disagrees on that. We're not going to sit here and argue for 25 minutes.
Okay, wait. I don't understand. PS4 PS4 is the perfect console. PS4 doesn't have issues. Yes. I don't understand what you're talking about with having issues. What do they need to fix?
Well, their sales are massively down, and they've admitted the sales are going to go down.
Yeah,
again.
Sales. Okay, when you're approaching 100 million, how many more people are going to buy it?
100 million people don't own a PS4.
It says right in the top, right in the title
Fake
of
news.
the article, sales near 100
Fake
million.
News, man. It's CNN.
Well, we already know they're over 88 million sold. We know that for a fact.
That's fake news, man.
We already know that. I mean, you're at the point to where you're not going to sell anymore because A, you've pretty much hit all of your gamers. B, a lot of people are migrating to PC. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are, and some people have migrated away from PlayStation because of their whole stance on crossplay.
Talking about migration, read something the other day. Source might be an IGN, I'm not too sure.
Who cares?
And they reckoned numbers in PC gamers by, I think they said 2030 or something. They reckon there'll be next to nobody on an actual PC gaming because by then we'll have television sets or TVs that do all that.
Won't happen.
There'll be no need for a PC. So essentially, your TV
won't happen.
Will be
won't
a
happen.
PC.
Won't happen. Won't.
Well,
happen.
Yeah, but they said a DVD player and a TV would never be combined. They said a VHS and a TV would never be combined, and it did. Now, bad examples because a VHS and a TV combo was crap. Same as a DVD TV combo was crap because if one went wrong, you couldn't use the other. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think
no. If the DVD stopped playing in the TV still worked.
Well, depending what brand you bought. if you bought a really cheap one, it just
I don't know.
Work.
I don't know what kind of brands you're selling over there, but
obviously cheap shit.
Well, I guess you're closer to China, aren't you?
So my wife is holding up the Chinese economy. She buys all this arts and crafts stuff off of eBay. I've constantly got like Chinese packages arriving at the door.
Well, I'll tell you what then. Don't let her find out about Wish.
Oh no, she knows about Wish.
Oh God, you're in trouble.
Yeah. No, she uses some of the stuff from Wish. I've used Wish in the past, actually.
I have too. That's where I got my OMP wheel for my rig.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, she did. Yeah,
you can find good stuff on Wish, but most of it is just cheap Chinese knockoff shit. But anyway, so it'll never happen because PC gamers are there because they're putting in their video cards. They want power. They want the graphics. You are not going to get that in TVs. But, this whole streaming
11 years away, right?
This streaming
in 11
games,
years.
that ain't gonna fucking happen either. Okay, it's not going to happen to the masses. All the game streaming. It's not going to happen with the masses. It's going to. I mean, yes, there are some places that have successful streaming right now, but it's not going to become the way.
No, it's not.
So, I mean, it'll never replace it. I mean, if anything, maybe console players, because we know there's more PC players than console players.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, PC players sort of sit in the dark in game, whereas console players are kind of open and social about it. We're talking about consoles.
I don't know where you get that from.
I'm in a dark room.
PC gamers are by far more social than console gamers.
I cross it both sides, and I still say console are more social than PC. No. PC are a bit more hardcore.
Console has more assholes than
before. That's another show. Trust me, we can argue that for 2 hours. I've met enough on both sides. Before I was going to talk about what I was going to talk about, which is a title on the Sony platform. Did you see the release of the digital only Xbox One?
Yeah,
right?
It's a good idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea, right?
Well,
I was just
there's a
hoping,
certain market they're
yeah,
targeting
yeah,
with
oh
that.
yeah, there is, yeah, yeah. I was just hoping that they would have some sort of design around this discless console, right? But all they've done is not cut the gap where the disc goes in
What
and
were you
pumped it.
expecting?
I was expecting
What
something,
were you expecting? The gaming
something.
sphere from South Park?
I don't know. It's something that just looked different, right? It just looks. Oh, that's. It's it's like when you buy a right. Here we go. It's like I'll come back to the PS5 thing. Trust me, right? It's like when you buy a car, right? But you don't buy the extras. But when you get inside the car, you can see all the moldings where those extras would normally be installed, but you can't use them. That's kind of what this Xbox looks like. Where that's where the disc should be, but I don't have it.
Is this what you were hoping to see for a discless? No, I understand you're on delay, but this is probably what Ewok was hoping for
God.
to see when it came to a discless Xbox.
No. I was expecting it to look not like the current one, just a different design, something. You know what I mean?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
But I'm waiting for the delay now, so I can see what this image is he's put up because I haven't seen it as yet. But
No,
yeah,
I
I
think
just thought it's a little bit lazy just to pump it out without the slot for the disc.
But you're talking about
Yes,
you're talking about the end of the Xbox One. Why would they make a different design? It's still an Xbox One, and it's the end.
Oh, that's actually, now we're on the subject of Xbox here.
See,
that's
what I'm talking about. It's like you're coming on year number 6, or we're five and a half years into PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to start doing all this stuff for new
yeah. I'm saying, so they're moving away from disc, they're going to digital. Right? So, yeah, it's the right direction.
No.
Agree, right?
It's one specific console aimed at Game Pass gamers. It's not the way that Microsoft is going. Don't start that ugly rumor like we almost had when it came to Xbox One. That was the stupidest rumor.
I got told. I have a source. I can't divulge my source. I can't. I promised them I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't tell them who it was. No, honestly, I told Bill I wouldn't tell anybody. Gates, shit, fuck. Oh God, it's out. Right, talking of consoles, right? This is where we drift off. I'm coming back to the PlayStation thing on a Facebook Marketplace today, and someone was selling an original Xbox with original controllers, cables, right? Limited edition Halo, right? Complete with the packaging, the polystyrene, everything, right? The guy's he's been packed away, he doesn't need it, right? For £90. 90 quid. I'm thinking, do you know how much that's worth? You could get a tiny little fortune for that. The fact you've got the original packaging, all everything.
No,
he's got the plastic bags. He's got everything, right? To a collector, right? That is worth a lot of money.
It's probably worth 20 quid.
No. Everything's original, mate. It looks like it's been in a vacuum bag, right? Complete dust-free environment. This thing looks immaculate.
It's not worth anything.
And he's selling 90 quid. See, this is where we disagree.
It's overpriced. It's overpriced in my book.
I think the guy's on to sell himself. Anyway,
no,
so
it's not worth anything.
PlayStation, Sony. We'll come back to that. So yeah, we talked about PS5. Me and Gal disagreed, as we always do. They've just released a game that they announced over.
Wait. I'm not done talking about this whole PS5 thing, which you never really got into.
Come on, then.
No, you go on. You brought in the article. You didn't even get into the PS5 stuff.
Because I wasn't going to talk about PS5. That was my link to talk about what I talk about. Because I saw that article and that reminded me of what I actually want to talk about. We spoke about this offline before we came on.
No. Anyway, I got stuff to talk about with this article.
Okay.
Because I've got questions here. It says here in the title.
You to answer them.
It says right here in the title, Sony officially confirmed PS5 again as PS4 sales near 100 million.
Right.
You go on into the article. Where did I see this? It was right here. And I'll put this up on the screen for everybody. It says it right here. If you look right where I'm going to highlight, it was also confirmed in earnings report that Sony has 36.4 million paying PlayStation Plus subscribers.
Right.
Okay. My question. If PlayStation 4 is in the 80 million sold,
right,
but you've only got 36.4 million people that are buying a PlayStation 4, or not buying, but are paying for the subscription to PS Plus, which you need to do any type of multiplayer. You're telling me that there's 50 to 60 million people out there that are playing PlayStation without an internet. I have serious doubts about that because I know it's
not. They live in the likes of Afghanistan, India, Kenya.
Those places have internet.
Yeah, but it's dial-up, mate. It takes a while.
Oh my god, I don't know. I find it weird. I find it weird that they're only at 36.4 million paying subscribers.
Yeah,
but they're at 80 million consoles sold. That just camera.
Yeah, but then you look at the price of the subscription. I mean, last year, last you put it up more. See, it's $50 for you. It's £50 for us, right? And Microsoft have just followed suit. They've just put up their Xbox Live to £50 as well. And it's like, come on, really?
No, well, good. It cost us $60 here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's obviously there's discrepancies in their figures. I mean, if that's the true figures, yeah, where's all these consoles? What's happening? You know, because you can't. I mean, the way the PlayStation works, if it needs an update, you can't do anything. And I feel sorry for these people who maybe don't have a fast internet connection, because I've got a fast internet connection. Todd's got an amazing internet connection. And when I had my PS4, it would still take an eon to download a Sony update. So these people who are out in the Hulu,
mine's fine.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I reckon those numbers were probably right at the time. The problem is the other so many million are still waiting for their console to update, and that's why they haven't confirmed that they're online yet. There's a queue of 16 million people just waiting on the update.
Speaking of which, I just turned my PlayStation on yesterday, and did all the updates I needed to do, and I have successfully changed my online ID.
Woohoo!
So, and guess what? My games still work.
Well, yeah. Some are going to work, some aren't. That was the thing we spoke about last week, isn't it? Not all not all titles are going to work.
They've identified what there is and isn't going to work. So if you want to look that up, they have a whole long article list from Sony, not from third party people, from actual Sony, on their website at PlayStation.com. You can find out exactly what issues you can expect to see, what exact games may give you issues, and to be honest with you, there's not as much as you might think. So, as far as changing your online ID or your gamer tag, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to PlayStation, I don't think these things would affect most people at all. So, I mean, like I said, I did it last night for ha-has. I turned it on. I changed the ID. I went into the Division 1. Everything signed into the Ubisoft. Everything with the new tag. Everything went off fine. All the other games were working too. So
let's face it. There's still more chance of Sony sorting their issues out than there is Microsoft sorting out Windows 10 issues. So it's all good. All good, Sony.
I like Windows 10, so I don't have issues.
I like Windows 10.
I don't know. What issues are you having? The fact that it's always that it updates a lot.
No, I'm one of the unlucky ones that have the crashing and the freezing issue.
As we saw earlier.
You would doing something random. You go into in your documents, you go through your folders, completely freezes, and then just crash. But the thing, you go into the forums, and it's just a minefield, man. It's just because everyone's in there trying to come up with a solution. You'll get one guy go, "Oh yes, I have the solution," and he'll post the solution. Everyone's like, "Yeah, it works great, mate. It works great, fantastic." And you got all these people going, "Doesn't work for me. He's wrong." And then you hit that, you see that link. Yeah, I can give you the answer for $5. Really, I can tell you to fuck off for free. So yeah.
So anyway, so there's a lot of big stuff, but everybody's talking about it. Yes, it's time. PS5, Xbox Scarlet, Anaconda, and Lockhart, which I'm actually looking forward to when it comes to the Xbox. At least this time, they're going to release all the different versions. And as far as I know, the Scarlet is still part of the Xbox One family. So when you do get the new console, if you're one of those people, I won't be. If you are those new people, then your controllers, as far as I remember Microsoft saying, the controllers, peripherals should still work.
Should still work.
Because it's already PC based. It's staying with the AMD processor. As far as I know, Microsoft, I don't think they've actually confirmed it yet, but there's talk that Microsoft is actually going with the Ryzen 3. And as far as I know, PlayStation 5 is going with the Ryzen 2 Plus when it comes to the processor. So still a lot more info to be coming out. They're going to be amazing machines. But at that point, when it comes time for, and I'm making this announcement now, when it comes time to where Xbox One and PS4 are officially at its end, I will officially no longer be gaming on console. I am not going to invest in new consoles. I'm going to, when it comes time to where I can't do something on my Xbox One X or my PS4 Pro, when it comes time to where I can't be current with them, their life will be over, and I will strictly be PC.
See, I don't think the consoles it'll die me. I don't know.
I'm not saying it's going to die. I am just not going to continue.
I think we're a long way off. Long way off.
That's not what I'm talking about. I am not going to continue in the console market. I'm not going with new consoles. I'm not going to continue. Consoles are still going to go. That's not an issue. I am just not going to go with them.
It's just going to get to the point, right, where the only difference between a console and a gaming PC is the fact that you can't change any of the hardware within a console. It's going to get to that point.
No, they are going for that. Microsoft has already said they're building towards that.
Yeah, but it's going to get to that point, though. What is the difference? Not much. Well, so is there any point in having a PC if the console is the same? And that's a long way off. And I think that'll be a very, very exciting time when it gets to that point where the console's getting closer and closer to the PC, because then you've got all the PC brigade, which I'm now part of, are going, oh my god, the poor ones are here. Ooh. So it'll be interesting to see the dynamics.
It'll still be divided. The only way the PC gamers will ever start showing any respect to console gamers, even if the consoles are just as powerful as a PC.
Mm-hmm.
if your console is just as powerful as a high-end PC, they still won't respect you if you're still spending a yearly subscription to game online. They won't respect you because there is no such thing as a subscription to be able to game online on PC. It's completely free.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe you shushed me.
I always have to shush you because you don't know.
I'm a person.
I don't care. You say you're a person.
Right.
You're from Scotland. You're not a person. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're a subject
So
to the
we're
queen.
gonna. You get fuck right off. I was going to talk about a Sony title that's
Days
just been
Gone.
released. Days Gone. Okay. Now this title you may have forgot. We did mention this some time ago. Now coming back to it. This was announced some time ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. With an opening demo at E3. It looked good. It looked
Yes, it was.
graphically amazing, and everyone got really excited about it. Cool. Things kind of died down.
Yep.
There's been a few blips, and
it was at
news.
E3 last year, and it was also there the year before. So.
Yeah. So it's been sporadic news and videos and YouTube and stuff, and then nothing for a while. Now they've just released it, and I suppose as normal, expectations of E3, people have been let down. Now the sales aren't bad, but at the same time, the sales are not good, and the sales are not what they expected.
It's a PS4 exclusive.
Yes, I know, and I'm talking for PS4 sales.
I know,
right?
but PS4 exclusives don't sell. They never have.
No.
There's only two exceptions: Uncharted and The Last of Us. Those are the only two that have ever really sold.
This works two ways. You shush me, I shush you. Shut the fuck up. So yeah, but it hasn't been taken by the PS4 community as well as they'd hoped it. And I think this has got a lot to do with something that Todd has mentioned in the past, and we spoke offline about this, right? Is I think one of the main ones is, and I'm totally with you on this, is that they advertise stuff way too soon. We know that things you've seen in E3, a good percentage of it never even makes it to release. It just the funding or the concept just dies, and was that advertised last year? Yeah. What happened? No, it's dead, mate. Yeah, but had they not just spent the last 3 years developing it? Yeah, and now it's not happening. It's not happening. I think that plays a big part in it. And I'm with you when I think when it comes to advertising stuff, the advertising should start when you're almost there. So people aren't having to wait around for 12 months plus. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I mean, look at the whole release of Division 1. I pre-ordered that on the basis of the trailer. And that got delayed 3 times. I think it was 3 times before it came out. Yeah, it got delayed. So that that could have killed that title. Well, it didn't, but it could have.
Never pre-order.
Yes, but I did.
Never pre-order.
Yes, but I'm on Division 2 now, mate. So it was all worth it, wasn't it? So yeah, I think advertising too early is hurting people.
There's 2 reasons.
Also, the exclusivity. Is that the word? Exclusivity? Yeah. It being an exclusive doesn't help. Now, see, I'm not a fan of exclusive. I understand it because it's, a certain platform when I go, look, this is what we can do that you can't do. They kind of rub it in each other's faces. Exclusives, they have their place, but at the same time, an exclusive can be the downfall of a platform or a studio or developer or whatever, because you're not opening yourself up to other possibilities and other resources. If you go into a room and close the door and just work all by yourself and go, look, this is what I've done, cool, and you get the group of people who have shared ideas in another room, they look what we've done, you go, oh, that's slightly better. Yeah. So it can be a hit, it can be a miss, but it hasn't been taken as well as which I think is a shame because the game looked like it had serious potential. There has been complaints from the community that in the very early stages of the game that the difficulty is ramped up, and they feel that it's been ramped up way too far. I don't get that early in it.
I don't get that.
I'm just off the
people prefer the hard games. So that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous complaint. That's just from whiny babies who want to play the easy mode and they can't.
Yeah, but any gamer has easy hard in
Okay.
not level. But if it's a title,
Dark Souls,
a genre you're not used to,
Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Psycho,
right?
or whatever Seiko, whatever that new Japanese one is. All these Nero or Neo, all these games are on that ridiculously hard genre. They're not meant for and they're all popular. So don't give me the crap that, and I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about these gamers. Don't give me any crap that you feel the game is too hard. Oh well, it's a zombie apocalypse game, which is one of the reasons probably why it's also not. People are getting bored with the zombie apocalypse games.
Glad you said that. Yeah. But your dilution is, if it's not a TV, it's a bloody movie. It's not a movie, it's a game. Enough is enough. The world is not going to end. We're not going to get eaten by zombies. There's more chance. There's more chance of. There's more chance of Hillary Clinton getting fucking up the duff because you fucking had a quick at one way in a fucking closet with fucking Donald Trump than there is they're getting eaten by a zombie. Right? It's not going to happen.
I believe it's not. Back in the day,
although baby Clinton might happen. Yeah, no, enough's enough of the zombies. But
hey, Chelsea Clinton might actually be.
The thing is, let me find it. In the early 2000s, it was vampires were everywhere, weren't they? It was all about the vampires.
Well, now vampires are still around.
Yeah, but it's, the zombies are kind of taking over. Let's move on to something else. I don't know, werewolves or killer midgets.
They tried that with a Sony exclusive called The Order, and it failed.
Yeah. I almost bought that, believe it or not.
I did. I bought it when it was like $7 though.
Yeah, and then just didn't. But yeah, I think killer midgets with big tits. It could be the next thing we see in movies.
You're fucking demented.
No, or killer midget nuns with big tits and a big stick. That's an image you're not going to get out of your head, is it?
I apologize to all of our dwarf fans out there.
Line that tonight. Just try to doze off like that. Next to your sweetheart or whatever. All right, darling. Yeah, I'm good. What was that? Oh, killer nun midget, big tit stick. Yeah.
They don't like being called midgets.
Killer small fish with big tit. I don't know. Killer woman of the cloth.
You could say killer. You could say killer dwarves. Dwarves.
I'm not funny, right? Okay, and this may offend some people, but this is where I wish it. Right? If you're gonna get offended if I call you a midget, right? Really? You've got a lot going on. I think me calling you midget's not really that offensive. I don't think it is. I'm sure you've been called worse.
Yeah.
Too many snowflakes.
After all, he is Scottish.
There's way too many snowflakes on this planet. And do you know what confuses me, right? The amount of snowflakes we have.
Please don't let's get into this, please.
You don't know what I'm going to say. Please. That's why you don't make it into it, right? With all the snowflakes on this planet, all the oversensitive snowflakes, right, and all this global warming, why are they not melting and going away? No, I'm saying, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Not you. The one behind you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. You're listening. It's time to melt the snowflakes. Right? The movement has begun.
I actually saw something.
You are now active.
I actually saw something very, very cool that I've actually still got to watch. But on the history, I think it was the History Channel. They did a comparison between 2019 and 1969.
Okay.
And they're saying it's in 2019 is almost a mirrored image of all the unrest, all the
Okay, yeah.
Because you had 69. 69 was when all the hippies and the Woodstock and all that, all the free love, all that was around back then. They were fighting back against the man, against Vietnam, and all that stuff.
There's something quite similar on a UK news channel. Recently, there was the member of parliament was walking down the street. He had a kind of a journalist, if you like, with him chatting away, and some climate change dude. He'd obviously just been to the shop to He had a set of plastic flowers in his hand. I don't know. He was like him and his mate were harassing this member of parliament about climate change, and the reporter's like, "So you sound quite educated. You know, what school did you go to? Oh, what does that matter?" And she pointed out the fact that all these people that protest climate change and various other things all seem to come from sort of very wealthy backgrounds. So all seems to be the posh kids that protest, but they're not willing to do anything to help. So they stand there and protest about it, but you won't do anything to actually get off your ass and help the situation. I just thought it was quite funny. Do you know what I mean? It's always the poshies that are protesting. You know, about the wrong things or about the things that can't be changed. Why are we talking about politics, anyway?
Because you had to start talking about snowflakes.
Yeah, that's not political. Yeah. That's just a moral culling of people who don't deserve to live.
Well, whatever fans we did have, we've now lost.
We've gained a few more, mate. We've gained a few more. This is true. Yeah. But, yeah. Todd is not responsible for the weird stuff that comes at my head. He's not responsible for it coming out. He's responsible for it being in there.
If you have issues with what he's saying, he's in Scotland, so please take it
I'm in
back.
Scotland. Yeah, feel free. I'll happily discuss stuff. Yeah, cool. You know.
They'll take it on the golf course.
No. It's too open, mate. Too many chances for a witness. I'll take you in the woods. Don't worry, it'll be short and sweet.
Don't worry.
The hole's already pre-done.
And you have nothing to fear over there because they can't carry guns. So,
mate, that doesn't mean anything. Do you think we're soft over here? You've obviously never watched Ramsay Nesbitt. Let's see how dangerous has got a Scotsman. So, you just coughed. Gee, blew my eardrums out there.
Good. So anyway, PS5 is officially confirmed again. So we've got PS5 to look forward to. Whether they'll do a PS5 Pro, I have no idea. But we do know Xbox is doing two versions. They're doing Anaconda and Lockhart. Now, those are just the code names. We don't know what they're actually going to be called. But I think it's a smart move to where right now you have the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X.
Yep.
Well, that's what they're doing the same thing. So the Lockhart will be the core system, like the S, and then your Anaconda will be the enthusiast system, like the X is. So, what they'll be having.
I think that's good.
Yeah, it's smart to come out with them together instead of doing like they did now because, be honest.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off. The S came out and then, oh, by the way, ta-da! Here's the X. It's like iPhone.
Well, no, we already knew about 10, the X.
And here's the iPhone XS.
That's the problem is they announced the X and the S, and then they brought out the S, and so people were just like, well, I'll just wait for the X, you know. But I mean, now the S did end up start selling because, of course, they got rid of the original Xbox One, so you only had the two options, and if you didn't want to spend the extra money for the X, you did buy the S. Was there a real big advantage to the X? Not so much. I think the S it's a perfect core system for those people who don't have all the 4K televisions and all that stuff. So there was, if you didn't have the setup for the X, I think it was a waste of money. You should have just stayed with the S. So PS4 Pro was good either way around. So at that point, I think PS4, the original, kind of died down because there was no real loss of buying a Pro because, of course, the Pro wasn't true 4K gaming. It looked good on 1080p. So, but now, whether Sony is going, of course, now they have a whole new head, the president of the company, who is completely against anything backwards compatible. He's all against anything that's happened in the past. He's only about the future. So we don't know what's really going to happen with PlayStation. PlayStation could totally screw themselves with this new console. They really could.
Mm-hmm.
I think things.
Look at PS3.
Yeah.
If they, they've got to be very, very careful with this, because PS2, fantastic console, PS3, pile of shit.
No,
You know,
PS3 was a
we
good
gave
console. The problem was what the architecture and the price. That
PS4.
that cell processing
You know,
was a pain in the
yeah,
butt, and the developer said it too. It was the cell processing. Yes, it was more capable than what
the
the Xbox 360 had, but a lot of people had issues with it. So, but either way, they could totally screw themselves when it comes to what features they're going to give you, what they're going to offer, what's going to be built into it. They could, and I tell you, this whole playing field would be such a different outlook right now if the Xbox One X was what the Xbox One was at release. It would totally have been a different ball game. So we'll have to see. Will the next generation be a Microsoft? I mean, I can't say
or a Sony.
I can't say it's going to be their redemption, because if you ask me, Microsoft redeemed themselves a couple years ago. They made some really good changes, and they've won back a lot of fans. And so, do they need to redeem themselves? No, I don't. I don't believe they do. I think they've got a good structure going. They're making PC gamers happy, because there's stuff coming. Because now you got your whole Halo franchise now is available on PC, to where before it was just the first two games. So now the Master Chief Collection, all that is coming. Either has come or coming on PC.
There's one thing that Microsoft still need to do.
What's that?
And Bill, if you're watching,
Bill's not involved. Talk to Phil.
No. Me and Phil don't talk, so I talk via Bill. Notifications, right? Notifications. You've made a lot of changes to the UI on Xbox over the years.
Stop having the notifications pop up in the middle of the fucking screen.
Exactly. Let us choose where it comes up on the screen, and let us choose what size it is. Right? When I'm driving down the road, on a driving game, and I get to that critical point where I'm either being passed, going for a pass, and I need to be aware of my revs and what gear I'm in, and I know, hold on a minute, Johnny number 5 has just invited me to play Fortnite. Who the hell is Johnny number 5? I don't care. Stop cutting on my screen. That still needs to be addressed. It really needs to be addressed. You shouldn't have to completely turn off all your notifications. Completely put yourself in the dark to be able to go in game. So let us just decide where this notification.
PlayStation has the perfect notification system.
Yeah, I know they do. So they need to do that. I actually got spammed yesterday. 2 messages on Xbox, 2 profiles. I was like, hold on a minute. It was just a quick hi.
I got one.
And I thought, I wonder if it could be a new member, because I've got a few new members in the club. Could be a new member. And I went in the profile. I was like, 0, no score, showing as offline. I thought, okay, weird. So I go in to check the profile, and there's literally nothing there. I thought, yeah. So I went back. And as I went back, ping, mess comes up. Thought I'd give this a go, found your name, but I'm spamming it. So as I was scrolling down, I got the profile. Here it comes. How old are you?
Yeah, I had that one a while back.
So reported it. Potential grooming thing, and I just reported, just deleted it. Went back into what I was doing, and ping, another one came up. Different name, same old fucking shit. Reported that one as well. So if you are on console, be aware if you're getting random messages and the profile shows is offline, they've got 0 gamer score, don't interact with it. Just report it straight away. It's spam. It's somebody hacking whatever they're doing. So just be aware. Last one I do is if you lose all your account and all your details.
Oh look, you got Sunshine back.
Yeah, it's just peeking out there.
We can see you again.
Hi. Sun's out. I have to get my suntan.
You need to enjoy it. The sun doesn't come out that often in Scotland.
John, the sun rises in Scotland every day. It rises more than you do. That's information. I don't know. Sorry, that was inappropriate.
You think?
You think? Yeah. So next week you want to speak about VR, don't you?
Yeah.
Which means I'm gonna have to read stuff, do some homework.
Oh wow! Don't worry, though,
Because no,
folks. Ewok
because
did learn his vocabulary a little while ago, so he can actually read.
really, did you learn how to say that word properly?
Yes,
Say it again.
vocabulary.
That's better than the first one. Um, yeah. So as much as I know about VR, it's you stick it in your head, and that's it. I know for a fact that next week he'll get into all the juicy details, and I'll sit here like a pleb, not knowing what he's on about. So I'm gonna have to have
You
a
have so many new. You got Valve coming out with a new headset. You've got the
see this. Yeah.
HP Reverb coming out, which I'm hearing is probably the best on the market right now. You've got the new Oculus Rift S coming out. You've got so many options.
But can we point out that at this point, Microsoft are still not supporting VR on their Xbox on the consoles?
Xbox. Microsoft has plenty of VR when it comes to the PC.
What the fuck is it that? God damn it! Rant time, right? Is it this? This is the rant for this week, right? Is it that goddamn difficult, right, to have your system running on VR? You run it on PC, PlayStation are managing it, same processors and all that all bullshit, right? Give us VR. The community's screaming out for it, right? If you're not going to give us VR, at least give us a reason why we're not getting the VR. Instead of just going, I'm not going to answer that question. No comment. Just tell us why it's not happening, right? We deserve to know. We're not lepers, right? We're not thin skin. We're not snowflakes. We can take it. If it's a case of you can't have it operating, stable on the system, say that, right? Be mad about it. Just tell us, right? We deserve more.
You done now?
Thank you.
I think one of the big issues is they don't like the lack of quality that you get on console, because PlayStation is managing it. PlayStation has PSVR, but PSVR is nowhere near as good as VR you get on the PC.
And you have to respect that, though, the fact they're not willing to sacrifice the quality of of what they can
experience.
push out, just to give us VR. So as frustrating as it is for the for the Xbox community not to have it, you got to go. Actually, you know what, Microsoft? Kudos for not for not going right. We'll dilute it just because you want it, because when you start diluting stuff, it just once you start, you don't stop, and then your quality comes down, and then people go, nah. So I understand, but I'm not happy about it.
So you got a PC? Get a VR.
But you know, I was not personally. It doesn't interest me. I'll be totally honest. It just doesn't interest me at all.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I imagine it's pretty cool. I mean, I had a shot in little brother's VR on his PS4. No, it wasn't a racing game, just mucking around on it stuff. And it is. You don't want to take the headset off. It is addictive. But I'm in my rig.
Cool.
It's in my rig. I like my rig.
So if you
looking at my rig,
I'm holding my Oculus up right now, and the nice thing about this camera, now you can't see these with the naked eye, but if you look, all those little dots you see on the Oculus, that's where all the sensors are. And it's amazing that you could see them here on the camera in the video, but when you look at it, you don't see any of that. I mean, they look like lights, but you don't see any of it. So, but I tell you, that it's an amazing little piece of kit. It's got some great stuff. I, of course, do VR racing, and I tell you what, if you like rally, and you got the game Dirt Rally on your PC, Dirt Rally in VR is just an amazing experience.
You know, the other thing as well is that I know people who have left single screen racing once they picked up VR and they haven't gone back to the single screen.
You mean triples?
No, single screen. So I've got a single screen in front of me. So
yeah, but you're talking triple. You're talking more triples. People with triple screens. So
no. I know somebody who's had single screen.
You have to have a single screen even with VR. So
yeah, no, but once they had that, then they never went back to racing on screen. They could only race in VR.
Yeah, but there's more people racing on triple screens than single screens. So
yeah, and that's always a thing as well. I enjoy racing on the single screen. I don't like being totally closed off. I mean, if I was to get a set of VR, Christ, the wife would be up here every 2 minutes scaring the shit out of me. Do you know what I mean?
Get him a VR, Yelly, so that way you can scare the shit out of him.
No. That's why the seat faces the door now. When I had it the other way, it was facing this way. She'd come in and scare the shit out of me. And I don't like getting a fright because I scream like a girl. I'll be bad enough to stay. I scream like a girl when I get a fright. Honestly, it's true.
So anyway, that's pretty much all we got for today.
That was our ramble. Thank you for joining us. Next week is VR week. Is the plan? Fairman Todd? VR next week?
VR. We're going to talk about some new upcoming VRs.
Talk about VR, and hopefully there'll be some other stuff in the news we can debate about and disagree about next week when you join us. So,
is that it?
Yeah, I'll wrap up. Right, yeah. So that was episode 2 of Gameroom, our new sort of device show. Not our first show, but our new device show of this kind of this new era of our podcasts.
Unending era.
Unending era, yeah. So for Todd and for myself, being CJ, thank you for joining us. I look forward to next week. We'll talk about VR and some other random stuff. So thank you very much, guys. Todd.
See ya.
Adios.